Hello and welcome to my video today. I'm going to be showing you three different designs for the door handle inserts that are on the Fisker Ocean. So let's get started. I have three different designs for door handle inserts that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to compare them and see which one I like the best. More information about the door inserts. If you happen to have the door inserts that are cracked on your car, it is very important that you replace them as soon as possible, since any cracks in this may let water inside and that may damage the LED light or the NFC reader that's in the handle. So you don't want that to happen. So that would be pretty bad, and it would be pretty expensive to replace these handles. I know they're at least $400 or $500 each one. So let me start with the first one here. This one is the insert that I received from Rat Decals. And one way I can tell this from the other ones is that it has some bumps along the outside of it. That's how I can identify it. So these are all 3D printed. I think they're all using the same base design, but they may be changing some things in the printing process. And I know the materials are different between the different selection that we have here. So I will give you a view of that. So that's the inside, and here is the outside. The next one is a print from Scott Howard, who's on the FOA website along with various other groups on Facebook. Very similar in design to the first one, but there's no bumps on the outer edge. Has a very similar look to it. In fact, if I put these right next to each other, you can see the difference in the printing is that the Rat Decals one uses a side-to-side print for this inside of the insert, and the inside of this one is using a horizontal, so slightly different. And then the exterior is almost identical. The third one is a design from errands.net that I received. And the difference between this one and the other ones is pretty stark. First of all, the top of it is a solid white. It doesn't have any of the 3D printing marks that you would see from those designs. And also it has a clear outer shell. It does have the little bumps on the outside like the Rat Decals does. And here's a view of the center. Here's a view of the inside. So definitely is quite unique. If I want to compare all three of these together, here is how they look from the inside. And let me turn them over and show you the outside. Now, looking at these, the whitest appears to be the errands.net, followed by the Rat Decals, and the Scott Howard in the center seems to be a little of an off-white. But what is important is looking at these when the light is shining through them. And I'll show you what that is in just a little bit. But just as a superficial view of the exterior, you can see there are slight differences in the plastic that's used for the 3D printing. All right, so let's move out to the car and see what these look like with light shining through them. Here I have all three of the inserts side by side with the original light behind it. and I'm going to show you what they look like when this insert is turned on and shining through them. I know it's not an exact match, but I want to show the difference between each of these because the light shining through each of these is going to be consistent based on this light right here. So mind you that this is going to be brighter if we remove this insert and then put these on. So let me unlock the car and I'm going to turn off the lights. And as you can see, the Rat Decals on the left is definitely darker and more of a color shift. The center by Scott Howard is a bit brighter. I would say at least twice as bright. However, it also has a color shift to it. And on the right, we have the one from Aarons.net. It seems to have the best brightness and best color, most closely matching the original that's on the car. Now let me show you what each of them looks like over the original door handle by themselves. Now I'm going to put each of these door inserts over the door handle, and this is going to be dimmer than if I replace the insert underneath, but I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like with light shining through it. I have my camera set for a fixed exposure so that it will be the same for all three of these, as well as I'm using white balance of 5,000 since that is the correct number for this room with the lighting that I have in my garage. Here we have the insert from Rat Decals. Let me unlock the car and turn the light off. And you can see what it looks like right here. And then here is the original that's on the car, and about as close as I can get them so you can see both of them. It is definitely darker and not the same color as the original. This one is the Scott Howard designed insert, so I am going to turn the light off and unlock the car. And here you can see the color. And here is the original from the car. I'm going to show both of them right next to each other. You can see about as close as I can get. And it's definitely darker and more of a yellow color shift to it. All right, now I'm going to show the last one, and this one is from Aarons.net. See it shining through. Just as a comparison, here is the original one, and you can see they are very close in the color that you get through the insert. So there's that one, the original, and there is the replacement. So I must say it is probably the superior one out of all of these as far as the lighting goes, as far as the amount of light that gets through, as well as the color. So I think on both of those terms, this is definitely the clear winner for inserts. All right, that's about it for my overview of 3 different inserts for the door handles on the Fisker Ocean. I have links for all 3 of these in the video description. If you have any other questions or comments or anything you want me to test on the Fisker Ocean, let me know down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.